is Anuj Khanna and I'm a faculty member at T.I.M.E Education, Pune Center. Now when the CAT is over, let's look at the other examination, as the next exam is IIFT, which will be conducted on 2nd December 2018. So let's talk about IIFT 2017 before we start with do's and don'ts of the coming examination. What you can see here are the cutoff section-wise for a general category student to get an interview call from IIFT college. Last year, the cutoff in general awareness was 0.82 marks, where each question of general awareness was of 0.5 marks and 1/3 was for the negative. That means if a student has done 2 correct questions, he will be able to clear the cutoff. But if you have done 4 or 5 questions, that is considered to be a very good job. The point that you have to remember in general awareness is, do not try to answer the question that you are not 100% sure about, because in general awareness, you will feel that each and every option seems correct. You will be familiar with those options, but there will be only one correct answer for that given question. The second question that we need to answer is how to prepare for the general awareness. I hope that you are reading the newspaper or watching the news on regular basis. That will automatically cover a lot of portion for general awareness. Apart from that, you can use the T.I.M.E magazines provided to you every single month. Also, you can use the magazines like Competition Success Review so that you are aware what kind of questions you can expect in general awareness. In IIFT, they mainly focus on monetary policies or the economical reforms or any current situation which is going on in India. There are some static questions also. There are some questions based on the companies, their CEOs, their punchline, their tagline. You should be able to identify each and every scenario for which a thorough knowledge is very much required. And as I told you, let me repeat that again. Please do not mark the answer if you are not 100% sure about it, because a negative marking is going to impact your result a lot. Moving on to the second section, which is data interpretation. Last year, the section was very tough, as told by many of our students. The marking scheme was per question 0.75 marks was given and 1/3, that is 0.25 marks, was a negative for a wrong answer. The data interpretation set last year was lengthy, they were calculation intensive, and as you know, there is no calculator given in IIFT examination, so you have to be very sure about your calculation. So if you are thorough with the techniques of speed mathematics, and if you know how to solve it in the shortest possible time, then you will be able to get a very good marks in data interpretation. But as you can see, because of the difficult section, the cutoff is already very low, so you need not to be worried about a difficult section, as it is a competitive examination and the performance depends upon the number of candidates who is writing this exam. But you have to be thorough with the questions, and then only you should be able to mark the answer. The best way to prepare for data interpretation is to use the handouts which are distributed to you in the classes, and also you can take the help from the IIFT questions. That will be enough for the preparation. Second suggestion is you download the actual IIFT question paper which is available online and try to solve them. See what kind of questions they have designed in the past so that you can predict the coming questions in the future. The third section, logical reasoning, had a cutoff of 5.67 marks, where per question 1 mark was given for the positive answer, the correct answer, and 1/3 again was a negative marking given in this section. As told by many students, last year this was the easiest section out of the 6. So, the point here that I would like to contribute from my side is, whenever out of them any easy section you find, try to make it a scoring section. Even if the cutoff is 5.67, does not mean that you have to answer only those many questions, because you also have to consider the overall cutoff. In order to clear the overall cutoff, you must score at least this much. When we are talking about IIFT 2017, at least in that year, this was the cutoff. Whereas in IIFT 2016, the cutoff was 48 marks, as the difficulty level was easier compared to this paper. So if the easy paper you are going to face, you have to score more. The questions in logical reasoning were mainly dominated by the arrangement questions, the coding decoding questions, the input output questions. So you have to prepare all those topics, and some of these topics you may or may not have prepared for the CAT examination. So additionally, you have to cover them. When we are talking about the 4th section, that is Quantitative Aptitude, again, +1 marks for a correct answer and 1/3 negative for a wrong answer. Quantitative Aptitude had some of a very difficult question last year, but many of the questions were manageable. They can be worked through the options, or you can make simple equations to get the answer of those. Also, dominantly there were questions of arithmetic and geometry last year, but as it's a competitive examination, nothing for sure can be said. So you need to focus on all the 4 sections, that is arithmetic, geometry, numbers and algebra. Your target is to identify the easier question and solve them. And if Quantitative Aptitude is your strong forte, then you should try to attempt more and more questions in this region. The 5th section was reading comprehension. Now, last year, what IIFT did, they separated reading comprehension from verbal ability, where here you only have to tackle RC questions, which also contained +1 marks for a correct answer. Passages were not very lengthy. Some of the passages were very lengthy, but manageable. The language was not very difficult, and you could have easily attempted this section. The same I would suggest for the coming examination. Verbal ability, you have to be very thorough with the words, as they have asked the meaning of those words in the form of antonym, synonym, or maybe the connection between 2 given words. Out of the options, you have to identify what is the correct option. Also, the grammar portion in verbal ability is equally important. You should know the rules and regulation that we are using for the English language. Now, coming to the final discussion of IIFT examination, here are 4 points from my side. Point number 1, IIFT keep changing their number of questions in IIFT exam, so you have to be careful how many questions you are going to face this year, as we cannot predict based on the past experiences what will be the new pattern that they have decided for us. So be careful about it. And to analyze the past paper, do download IIFT 2015, 16 and 17 paper, which are available online. Second thing is, you should be very confident while marking any answer, because accuracy plays a major role to get a very good percentile. Third point, speed also matters a lot, but some people, in order to solve the question little early than others, do make silly mistakes. You need to avoid that. Fourth thing, and the last very important point, please try to solve whatever you can. You should identify what is your strength and what is your weakness in the exam. And for that, have an analysis of the past mock examinations that you have written. So that will be it from our side. All the best.